to welcome you to Salford on a typically beautiful day in the northwest of England. It seems so appropriate that this conference, which is devoted to the dissemination of worthwhile ideas, that we have put on for you a gorgeous day as well. It's occurred to me how appropriate that this first TEDx conference is, that it's held actually not just in Salford, but virtually on this spot. And the reason for that is that just several hundred yards from where we're talking, the whole phenomenon of globalization began. Because it's around here that the first industrial revolution, which transformed the world into a global economy, actually started. And Manchester and Salford were at the heart of that whole process. And associated with that process, of course, is an extraordinary record of scientific and technical innovation, which swept, again, the world through from the invention of steam engines and all of the technologies associated with infrastructure and manufacturing, which really began in this area. I mean, also quite astonishingly, this particular spot is significant because it's a kind of metaphor for the extraordinary history of Manchester and Salford. Over there, that bit of water is, of course, the Manchester Canal, which was opened in the early 90s, 1890s, because Manchester entrepreneurs became tired of the rip-offs that Liverpool merchants were exacting upon them when they transported their carefully manufactured goods for the world to Liverpool. And they thought, well, damn it, if Liverpool's going to treat us like that, we'll create our own port. And 70 miles inland, you had here, for about 100 years, the third largest port in the United Kingdom. Mancunians dug their way from the sea to here to make their economy thrive even more. Again, the technologies associated with that major feat were quite distinctive. But even today, I mean, in this spot, that canal became a gateway to the world. Well, over there is Media City, which is becoming a digital gateway to the world as well, as 5 major departments of the BBC relocate here, ITV is relocating here. There are many other major international partners now looking to relocate here. And of course, the University of Salford is there as well. And the reason for that, I didn't mention, of course, that there's the Leapskin Design Museum over there. This building, the initial designs for this were by the great architect Sterling. And of course, the world's greatest football club is just over there as well. No offence to those of you who like from Liverpool. But the other thing that strikes me is relevant is how appropriate it is for the University of Salford to be associated with this great thing. Because the University of Salford really kicked off as an educational institution in the 1830s under the guise of the Salford Working Men's Institute, which began in response to the need for Salford and Manchester of technical and scientific skills to feed the Industrial Revolution that was at that stage pretty radical. And since then, the University of Salford has taken great pride in its capacity to change and adapt to providing both knowledge through its research and skills development through its teaching relevant to the needs of the economy at one stage, which was why it was no big decision for us to take a large building here to teach all the knowledges of science and the arts and media around the emerging digital and knowledge economy. So, again, appropriate not only because of the location, but appropriate also, I think, that Salford's involved. But you know, the thing that really blows me away completely is that it's not formally the university that's brought you from all parts of the world, and indeed, one of you's probably come from outer space, I understand, as well. The conference isn't being organised formally by the university, it's being organised by its students. This is something they have done, I have to say, with very little direct help from the university as such, off their own initiative and using all of the great skills which I hope the university has played a small part in nurturing and developing. I want to particularly pay tribute to Michelle, who had the foresight to win the TEDx license. The process, I don't know if you know about it, some of you might have even been bidders for it, but it's incredibly rigorous and difficult. She was up against competition from major corporations, but a third-year student from the University of Salford won the license, and you are all here today as a result of her great talents. I also want to and I think it's terrific that she's also been able to mobilise support, loyal and hard-working and creative support from all the students of the university who are so heavily involved. I want to acknowledge, of course, that there are other people involved in the organisation of the conference. And as a graduate of Oxford, I have to say that I'm very pleased about the alliance between the University of Salford and the University of Oxford, which is at the heart of the organisation of the conference. Please stand up again and receive our congratulations as well. Well, let me close by extending to you the warmest again of welcomes and our very best wishes for the conference, hoping that you will leave Salford today reinvigorated, informed, with access to new knowledges, and hopefully also with new friends as well.